I can see her lying back in her satin dress in a room where you do what you don't.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday, Friday edition. I haven't posted a Homebrew Wednesday video in several weeks. Let me first start this out properly, seeing as it's a Friday. Got something here from Not on Sundays. Oh yeah, it's marked. I don't know what this is. It's marked. It's marked that. Crack this and find out what beer style it is. And let's get a pour. Let's see. Oh, looks like a pale ale. If I had to guess. Ooh, a little bit of sediment there at the bottom. Sorry, Andrew. Oh, and I would think it was a pale ale or an ESB. Got like a dark copper color. It was clear until I dumped all the shit in the bottom in, and not much of a head, so I don't see a whole lot of carb on it. On the nose, I don't get much in the way of hops. I get a little bit of the kind of a lot of a nutty yeast character and some of the grain. So I'm thinking it's some kind of British ale. So cheers. It just tastes like an English bitter. So anyway, Andrew, hook me up, brother. Tell me what that was. Brewed a IPA clone of an English IPA clone of Goose IPA. I'm calling it Calcutta Nectar. Okay, so this is Calcutta Nectar. It's supposed to be at 1019, and that's about what I am for Final Gravity. Okay, this is my first beer back from hiatus, and it's what Elder would call a Budweiser IPA. It's a kind of a cologne on a Goose IPA. It's good. Cheers. I changed it up, a little bit. Tony Yates is also going to brew this recipe. We worked on it together. I think he's tooling around on vacation in the northeastern United States. So have fun, Tony. Enjoy your vacation. I was going for the high fives in terms of ABV. I think I ended up, I kegged it today, so I'll probably cut here and show you a little bit of footage of how I keg my beer. I don't think I've ever showed how I transfer. I know there's no mystery to transferring, but I'm going to transfer this Goose IPA clone that I have. I'm calling it Calcutta Nectar. It's going to be probably about 6.2%, I think. It finished at 1016 before I threw it in the fridge for cold crash. Dry hopped it with some stuff. So what I have here, this is the fermentation vessel. So I'll go ahead and uncover this thing. And I don't even use a secondary. I just if I'm dry hopping for like 5 days, I just leave it in the same. Yeah, see all the sediment. We're not going to get that. So my son's the cameraman again. He's been out of the net for a while, but he's back. So so I got this stuff sitting here sanitizing, so I'll go ahead and pull it out. And Tyler gave me this idea of how to filter on the outflow and so what I do is I pull it up and let all this sanitizer just kind of come out as I'm lifting it up. But Tyler gave me the idea to put some cheesecloth there on the end. So that's how I do it. So squeeze all that extra off. All right. Make sure I've got all the fluid out, which I think I do. And I'll go ahead and put it here. I cover this up just to keep the carbon. I prime it with some carbon dioxide, then bleed it and throw some cellophane over here. So got that back covered up. So all I'm going to do is, you can look in here, look at the little layer of sediment. And there's you can see there's a little clear spot. So all I'll do is go down right here in the clear spot. All right, find me a little spot, and then do a couple of pumps to get going. See how clear that is. Anyway, I just wanted to show you, this is my technique, and I might come back a little later and show you how I use gelatin. Okay, so real quick, just so for the gelatin method. So this is the kind of gelatin I get. It's like unflavored gelatin. You can get it in the grocery store. It comes in these little packets. I put about a cup of water here in a measuring cup. So I get in closer so you can see what I'm doing here. You just want to kind of Getting close. Can you see inside? All right. You just want to kind of sprinkle the gelatin on the top. All right. And then all you do is you let that sit there for a while and rain down. So I stir this thing up. All right, because I don't want any gelatin clump. Throw this thing in the bad boy. Let's see, I'll go for like 40 seconds. That's the only thing. You don't want to, like, because I guess it'll burn the gelatin and mess it up. Okay, so I've nuked this several times. You can see up to the light how clear it is now. And you stir it around a little bit so you can get a little bit of that foam off the top. Sure that. Now just pop it and just pour it right in the top. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. I try not to vigorously pour it so it doesn't... no, I did not.
You should tell that story to somebody.
Maybe I will. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and... Hey, that's it. That's all there is to it. So, right. And also putting the gelatin in. Dan from Barrage Brewer actually surprised me out of the blue. He was in town. I'll put a photo right here. So we, did the same. We went to the same place for lunch that I did with Mash Paddle when he came up to visit me. There's a Del Rey pizza place near my house that has a pretty good tap list. He's just super guy. Had a great time with him. Look forward to seeing him down the road. So also did a Mount Vernon grist mill visit, which I haven't done since I've been here a while. So we went in, and I'll put some video and some pictures, but they had this amazing, I knew it was a grist mill, and I was like, okay, I wasn't really expecting it to work. I thought it was just, hey, this is what a grill would have a grist mill would have looked like back in the day or whatever. Next door to the grist mill, I guess George Washington wanted to focus on doing his crops and the milling. He didn't want to have anything to do with distilling, which someone eventually talked him into. His last year he was alive before he died in 1799. So I'll put a little video of that.
We can't celebrate it. We can't even bottle it very well. So we're going to convert it back into a liquid. That's what the water is for. Doesn't mix with the
a guy was going through how they do the mash and then do the distilling, and they had to take, there was no pumps back in those days. They had to take wooden buckets and go from the mash into the... Got some Riptide pumps. I don't know if I put that on the video at all. I had some chugger pumps that I got when I got my system. They're nice, but they're kind of clunky and loud, and I've been happy with the way they function. So I saw these advertisements for these Blickman Riptides, which are supposed to have a directional flow control and a tri-clamp so you can remove the faceplate, which is huge for me because I was having a pain in the ass time trying to get the face plates off mine. Matter of fact, I never was able to make it work because the screw stripped and or it didn't really strip. I didn't have the right tool. But this one has a tri-clamp on it. You can pull it off. You can clean it really easy. It's easy to. I've already took it apart and put it back together in like 2 seconds. So and it just works. Awesome. I did it in this last brew for Calcutta Nectar, and the pressure was so. It was good that I did a brew because I had to figure out how to use it because it's a different, anytime you change your process a little bit, you got to run it through a couple times to get used to it. But the pressure was so much before I dialed down the flow valve that it blew the tube off my heat exchanger. So I had to sort that out. And but yeah, it's so quiet. So I have one. I bought two. I had to put one on back order because Blickman ran out of stock. So I'm waiting for the second one to come up. So I have two chugger pumps. If anybody needs some chugger pumps, let me know. I'll make you a very good deal on them. So that's that. Then the last piece was Larmo, Larry. He was down this way and sent me a text a few days ago and said, hey, you want to get together on Thursday evening and try to do something. So I said, yeah, absolutely. So we met at a place called Fairwinds Brewing Company, which is right near where he was going to be. Really cool place. I think it was a former Navy guy, which is cool because Larry has that affiliation, and so they have beers like he had the IPA Howling Gale, which is really good. It's a really good IPA. They have Siren's Lure, which is a saison. They have this Kolsch, Wayward Kolsch, I think, which was pretty good. So anyway, we had a beer or two, and then we went to Yard House right around the corner and had some dinner. So I hadn't seen him since Philadelphia a couple of Octobers ago when we did the Homebrew Wednesday homecoming. Got to know him a little better, and it was a great time. We had a really good time. We talked beer the whole time. I mean, pretty much the whole time. I think we both have an affinity for English style ales. He likes English bitters, our extra special bitters, ESBs. I think he's on to right now. I love ESBs. I've been brewing those. That's one of the first beers I think I made. I did a Punch and Judy. I've done several versions of Punch and Judy, and it's a little nutty, I think, but it's an English bitter. And so anyway, so we have that in common, and I get to actually go to London, hopefully. At some point later in the year, we'll see. And I love those beers. Anything on a cask that's malty, I'm all over that. So anyway, that's my catch up. Wow, it's been a busy week. This is my first week back in the office at work, so I was able to. It was kind of a quiet week because my bosses and everybody, they were kind of out doing other things, so it was kind of quiet, not a whole lot of phone calls, and I got to get caught up, and now it's the weekend. Got a long weekend coming up, 4th of July. Most people think that you're celebrating American Independence Day on the 4th of July, but they're actually celebrating my birthday. So I don't know what wifey has planned for me. I'm sure she's got something. So hopefully it involves some good food and beer. But anyway, hey, look, have yourself a happy homebrew. Andrew, this is a freaking great beer. Thank you, man. I still got several from you I got to go through. Have yourself a happy homebrew, and have yourself a very belated happy homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.